Yes, sir. Coming to you live, baby, from the Champions Simulcast Center, where I'm a little bitter because I have not wagered on a race, and I should. I'm going to do it next time. I'm going to wager on a few races. I mean, it's hard for me to sit here and watch everybody else wagering on races, having a blast, by the way, because it's a blast, okay? And look, here we got one going on in Aqueduct right now. I'm telling you. And if any of you out there, you want to join us next Friday out here at the Champions Simulcast Center, and you know your horses, even better, come on out, sit out here with us, give us some tips, and we'll wager away. We'll wager our guts out. Can't wait to actually go to Vegas. That's going to be fun. We'll have some fun in Vegas. Vegas, baby. Vegas. I love Vegas. Dabo Swinney. You know Dabo. He's the head coach of the Clemson Tigers. Dabo, I got to tell you something. He is one of the more likable cats out there. And it is so cool to be a Clemson fan now, right? Because the whole image is cool. The logo is cool. Playing in that stadium is cool. The talent that they're producing now is cool. The players that are coming out of there are cool. And Dabo, if you ever meet him, it's impossible not to like Dabo Swinney. Okay? It's impossible to not respect what he's done, obviously, because he has made Clemson nothing into something. Because before he got there, Clemson was just a run-of-the-mill program. It wasn't anything special in the SEC. And Dabo's gone there and made it 1A, 1B in this country because it's kind of alternating between them and Alabama. I mean, that's it. And so Dabo, obviously, he loves the fact that here in the national championship picture in the playoffs, they have just been kind of, casted aside almost. And they're not really even viewed as the favorites. So Dabo wanted to have a little fun with all of that when he was talking about his team here in Media Week. Let's play it there, Mr. Bill. Well, okay. He did not play. He really hasn't played anybody because the ACC is, back to my, my term of endearment for the ACC for many years was another crappy conference. That's what ACC stands for. And the last couple of years, it's actually been pretty good. But this year, the ACC is terrible. And Clemson, I think, maybe got bored with this process at times. And maybe for some people out there, did not look as dominant as they expect them to be. But, man, they are loaded. They are loaded on offense. They are loaded on defense. They've got all kinds of NFL talent on that roster. And to me, this was a genius move by Dabo Swinney because this is the way you want to handle it. Just in case there's any complacency that has set in with some of these players that have enjoyed all this success, and you got some juniors and seniors on this team right now that have been there the last 2-3 years, and they see all the success, they might take it for granted. And so now you look where in the playoffs, you're not as high as you thought you would be. Maybe you think you're the number one, but you're not. So this is used as a slap in the face. And if your head coach is the leading cat that is saying this is insulting in every way, shape, and form, you are insulting us by doing this, And then he can turn to his guys and say, you guys won the national championship. You guys have been in the mix for the national championship every year. And now they've got us ranked here. They've got us not the favorite. They think we don't play anybody. And this is a great way of turning all of this, which really isn't a negative, okay? Because what do you care about the damn rankings? It doesn't make a difference. You're in the playoffs. Just win, baby. Beat whoever you have to beat this time, and then beat them in the championship game, and you can shut everybody up. Just like Tom Brady and Bill Belichick do all the time over the last 10 years when people say, oh, they're getting old, oh, they're not that good, oh, this and that, and then they go out and shock the world again or surprise people or maybe just do what they're supposed to do. So for Dabo, this is a really smart move on his part to get into the psyche of his players, to tell them, hey, no matter how good you think you are, they don't think you're that good. So you're going to have to go out there and prove it once again and prove them wrong. Great move by Dabo. Great move, man. I think that's a coach working the room and working his team at the same time. Jimmy was, and I'm talking about Johnson, when he was here with the Dolphins, and I covered him during those 4 years, I think it was, he was exceptional at that, man. He understood our jobs, even though he may not have been big fans of ours, the media in general, but he was smart enough to leave you some meat on the bone, you know what I mean? And then at the same time give you something that, you know, you kind of can go with. And I see that, and he knew how to work the media. He knew how to drive his players positively or negatively. Jimmy was really good at that, and Dabo kind of took a little page out of that. And to me, that's why he is what he is, right? He's number 2. Saban's 1 for sure, and he is the second best coach in the country. And we sit here hoping that the University of Miami can find a guy like that. It sucks, right, when you have Howard Schnellenberger and then you end up losing him because of success. Because you know Howard would have been a lifer. And he would have been the perfect lifer here, man. Would have been awesome. And down the stretch they come. Once again at Gulfstream Park. The 3 is completely pulling away from my 4. Not that I picked the 4, but I'm going to tell you the 4 is my favorite number. That's how I pick horses with the wife. I pick my favorite number. The wife would pick the horse she thinks is pretty. The horse she thinks is like really nice. Oh, that one looks really nice. Pick that one, honey. That's how I kind of do it for them. And guess what? She probably wins a lot more than I do when it's all said and done. Just picking that one. No, that one's cute. I'll pick that one. Give me the number 7. Okay, sweetie. You got it. Win 7. Place or show, not even the one I picked. 888-623-3646. If you want to get in on the program, that's 888-623-3646. If you want to get in on the show, let me tell you a little bit about Pallet Rack City, Eddie Pineda, and all the great people down there in Hialeah at Pallet Rock City. We've been telling you about them now for the last couple months. And folks, look, they sell used forklifts, dock equipment. You want to straighten out that warehouse. You want it looking sharp. You want it looking organized, right? You got stuff laying around all over the place, folks. They've got the largest used racking inventory in South Florida. So if you're looking for new or used, Pallet Rack City can help you in that. They specialize in knockdowns and installations of your warehouse equipment. So if you're in that stage, I want you to call Eddie and the great people there at Pallet Rack City, 305-887-9212. They sell pallet jacks, hand trucks, dock boards, and most packaging supplies. You want a great rack, you got to go one place. Pallet Rack City. All right, welcome back. We take you, of course. We're headed down the home stretch, actually. Steve Calabro is going to join us now. We're going to talk with the casino manager. We're going to have our fun like we do every week here on the show. We pick a parlay, right? Each one of us have to pick a game, And then, we kind of have an investment in that game. And so we are waiting for Steve to join us now so we can talk about the investment and what parlay we're going to pick in the NFL this weekend. So we'll have a little fun with that. I do want to tell you, we've got a couple of NBA games going on tonight. One that I like is Indiana -5 against Sacramento. Indiana is home. Memphis is red hot. They're favored by 1.5 against Cleveland. Don't like that game. Don't want to touch it. Not even the over and under at 223. Toronto taking on Washington. Toronto is favored by 6. The over and under is 230. I don't like this game because of the injuries that the Raptors had. So I would stay away from that game. Boston and Detroit. Celtics are favored by 8 against the Pistons. The over and under is 213.5. The Heat tonight, they are favored by 10 over the Knicks. And the over and under is 215. This is where I'm going to go with this. I'm actually going to go with the over in the Knicks Heat game. All right? I think they're going to go over 215 because I think the Heat are going to rout the hell out of the Knicks, to be honest with you. I just think that's going to end up happening. There's a charger here because it's really low. Okay? And then here's the couple of other games. OKC favored by 4 against Phoenix. In this game, I would not touch this game at this point in time. Dallas at Philadelphia, and obviously without Luka Doncic. Philly is favored by 8. They are resting. They didn't play yesterday because remember they lost a couple of nights ago to the Miami Heat. But I do like this in this game. Go over 213.5. Okay. So I got the over in the Knicks Heat 215. I got the over in Dallas Philly 213.5. I got Pacers -5 Sacramento. I can't touch Denver -10.5 at home against Minnesota. That one's going to be tough. Orlando and Portland. I want you to listen to this. Portland is favored by 3.5 right now. I'm not buying Portland as much, but I'm on a little roll here on the over. The over is 216. I don't like either defense for these two clubs. I think there's going to be a lot of scoring here. I like the over in that game. And then New Orleans and Golden State, I'm not even going to talk about that. Are you kidding me? That's like Jets Bengals or something. I can't even touch a game like that. I mean, seriously, New Orleans favored by 1 and the over and under for New Orleans and Golden State. It's 225. That's how bad both teams are, that they think neither one can stop each other, so they're going to end up scoring a whole ton. So there you go. Those are my picks in basketball for the weekend. I'm going Indiana -5, the over in the Knicks Heat game 215, the over in Dallas Philly 213.5, and I'm going with the over in Portland and Orlando 216. All right? There you go. All right, so from our basketball picks, we're going to make our football picks now. And every week, Steve Calabro, of course, the manager here at Hialeah Park, joins us to talk a little hoops and a little football, a little baseball, a little basketball, a little sports. But this is our little wagering segment here where we invest, right, Steve? That's what we're doing? Wait a minute. There we go. Okay, go ahead. Yes. That's it.
That's what it is. Now, last week, we'll talk about that. I mean,
Go ahead. You can do it. Go ahead.
Let's remind
Last week, Bill let us down.
Bill let us down.
Now it's my turn this week. Watch.
You know,
Watch Bill hit it. Watch you'll hit it, and then I'm.
I don't want to hear that, Bigo. Listen, it wasn't really Bill's fault. I mean, Bill is a loyal Miami guy. Now.
I usually don't bet my team.
But
that's a rule of mine.
Really think about what we did.
Yeah.
We let the Miami Dolphins let us determine our destiny.
Yes.
We bet a $45 three-card parlay. We were on the way to winning $270. Your pick of the Vikings was a good pick. My pick, they said it was number 1.
Yeah,
The Eagles showed up. I know you were doubtful.
No way. That game did not look good till the fourth quarter.
I know.
That was a loser until the fourth quarter, and then all of a sudden they exploded.
Well, wait a minute. That fumble where Ruski, whatever attempts,
Yeah, that's what I'm
it's
saying.
got the touchdown.
The fourth
Or
quarter.
else,
The
yeah,
fourth quarter is
Bill fits up, right?
Yeah.
You know what? Eli Manning's last game, I should have known
Yeah,
that.
that was the thing. You know, it was almost like the Dolphins laid down and said, you know what, out of respect that Eli, 15 years or whatever, how many years he's playing, 100, 400 games or something. Let's let him lose last game at home. Because the kid, Jones is starting this week.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, so, I mean, I guess that was the Maris family's nice way of saying, okay.
Well, he was injured too. I mean, now the kid's healthy enough to play now, and it's not like Eli lit it up yet. He did he threw a bunch of interceptions last week. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, this is why we drafted this. It was just like a reminder late in the season. Okay, yeah, we're not going anywhere with Eli. You know, he won us our championships. We're out of here. The thing about Eli that is so screwed up, right? And this is what I hate, because we watch Willie Mays broken down in a Mets uniform, and then we watch Joe Namath broken down in a Rams uniform, and watching Sugar Ray Leonard get knocked out by nobodies, and and it just happens. Muhammad Ali just fights too long, and that's probably what gave him the Alzheimer's, because he just hung in there too long. So it's just one of those things that we're watching somebody that hung on a little too long. And Eli, and let me tell you, it's happening on the left coast too with Phillip Rivers, baby.
Yeah.
He was getting old, and he got old big time this year. And the Chargers were like, whoa, and that's usually what happens, man. It happens from one season to another. Sometimes, baby, it's from 1 month to another in the same season.
Yeah, it looks like
that all of a sudden Father Time catches up, and
I think we felt nervous. I think we might in the last 4 or 5 months. It's all apart.
Yeah.
It's done. But I got another one.
Okay.
I got another. It's on the New York Jets. Okay.
Okay.
You know, I've been on your podcast, kind of beating up on Adam Gase, rightfully so.
Of course.
But apparently, some people are listening, or people are paying attention, or at least people have the same opinion. So I brought this here in the New York marketplace. That was told to me today. I brought some photographs. That they have billboards on the New Jersey Turnpike. Fire Adam Gase.
That is
Here's
awesome.
the photograph. These guys are serious. Now, Bingo, you know a marketing campaign.
Oh, in New York, you know how much that billboard cost? $30,000.
This isn't a billboard. This is a campaign. You know marketing campaign. Here's the airplane banner. Fire Adam Gase.
Okay, well, yeah, but we've done that here.
Okay. Now here we have the logo. They've already designed the logo, the Jets logo.
Oh, yeah, Fire Adam Gase. There we
This
go.
one's a hard one to read, but the T-shirt says it's with the logo Fire Adam Gase.
There you go.
Fire Adam Gase logo. So these guys have a T-shirt, airplane banners, billboards. I'm sure that they're mentioning on the radio 150 million times.
Right.
So this is a full blown out marketing campaign that Adam Gase basically shouldn't be in the NFL. I think.
But the billboard is
Coach.
awesome. But the billboard's awesome because it's him like with a clownish face.
Yeah, I know that.
It is so good,
so
man.
the eyes and everything,
That
right?
is so good.
We're just a bunch of sports fans, just letting the other sports fans know what some of the guys in New York are doing.
Right.
So I just wanted to add that to the.
I love it. I love it. That
Before
is
we get into
awesome.
the real
Crazy
serious
eyes.
stuff, before we get to the serious stuff.
Crazy eyes.
So, want to go over the picks?
Let's do it.
Let me tell you something. This week, I don't know if you looked at them.
No, I have not.
This is one of the toughest weeks I've seen in about 5 or 10
Well,
weeks.
remember, we're in the rivalry time. Right now, there's a lot of teams that
the
are.
home games are not that easy. There's
No.
a lot of away teams look like they might have the advantage, but they're not. They're not at home. So let's go through it. So it's Houston. Now remember, the first 3 games we're talking about are on Saturday.
Mhm.
So if we're doing a 3-game parlay, you hate to lose the game on Saturday and Sunday doesn't matter. That would really matter.
Yeah.
So I'm just throwing that out there as a little spice. But Houston at Tampa Bay, and Tampa Bay.
Houston's favored by 3.
Yeah, Tampa Bay's getting 3 points at home. But Houston, they can light it up. Deshaun Watson's a real deal. So is Jameson Winston as a
Passer.
As a passer. but
Offensively.
but he throws a couple of interceptions.
Oh, he'll give it away. He is all about the red hot chili peppers. Give it away, give it away, give it away now.
Whoever will take it. But so I don't know. I'm not in love with this game.
I am in love with something about this game, ladies and gentlemen.
No, please.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes.
What do you love?
Oh, yeah. I love the over. Nobody's got defense. They're going to score a ton of points. Tampa doesn't stop anybody. Texans have no pass rush.
It's 49.5.
And you just added a caveat for more scoring. It is called Jameis Winston turnovers. I love 49.5 so far. All right, go ahead. Move on.
So you like the
So far, the over. Love it.
Buffalo at New England. Now look, this is really for the division.
Yes.
Buffalo, they go into Buffalo going into New England. I mean, I don't know. It's not like the weather's any different between Buffalo or New England.
I'm smelling under here.
You know no, I don't like the under at all. 36.5.
I'm smelling
Now the
under.
weather's
I
gonna be
don't.
crappy up there. It's
I
gonna be
don't
windy.
think either one's going to score a lot of points.
Well, it's going to be windy up there, so it's going to be a little harder. I tell you the truth, the game itself. Who do you like? Buffalo?
No, the game itself, I'm still going to pick the Patriots. They're home. I think they edge them and they win a close game, but I'm still not even touching this game. I'm not.
Yeah, it's
If anything, the one thing I do like would be the under because I think it'll be low scoring. That's about it.
All right, so
But
let's go to
yeah,
the next one.
are you like? Bill's working. I think
I don't like.
no. Okay.
It's so hard.
All right, Rams at San Francisco.
What do you think?
Well, Niners are favored by 6.5 here. The over and under is 45 right now in this one. I love the Niners in this game. The thing is, you're giving up an entire touchdown. But the Niners are home, and that defense, man, they can turn over the Rams. Now the Rams have played better as of late. I'm going to stay away from this game.
I can tell you something. I'll tell you why I like the Niners in this one. God, who I'm not a big fan of God, but his phone is messed up.
Yeah.
At the end of last week's game, he couldn't throw, he couldn't get within 5 yards of his receiver. I'm not convinced that he's going to have confidence or that thumb is.
So you're giving the 6.5.
So I like San Francisco. If I had to, that's one of my picks. If I had to, we'll figure it out at the end.
Okay.
Next one, what do you got?
Jacksonville's at Atlanta. Falcons are favored by 7. They're playing a lot better right now. Jacksonville's completely lost. They don't know what the hell they're doing there. Players are getting fined left and right. This is a game I can't trust either one. There isn't enough consistency for me to have any kind of confidence in this one.
I don't like the game either.
No?
If I had to pick, I'd go to Atlanta only because
They're home.
Jacksonville's really in turmoil.
Yeah.
Now getting into the mess. That's sort of a disappointment too. Like everybody, a lot better.
Yeah, everybody.
But next one is
You don't like that game either, right?
No, sir.
All right.
Saints at the Titans.
Saints at Titans, and Saints are favored by 2.5 here. The over and under is 50.5. I love the Saints in this game. I think on the road and beating this team, I don't think it'll be a problem. Henry is coming in with a little bit of a hamstring issue that he's been dealing with for a few weeks now. If he cannot get it going, and that New Orleans defense is pretty good, I don't know if Ryan Tannehill can keep up with the Saints. So I definitely like the Saints in this one,
Yeah,
giving them 2.5.
I think the Saints are a really good team. I think they know how to be good late in the season. So I think that coach, those are seasoned veterans in the NFL that know how to sort of peak the team. So I'm also a very good picker. Next one is
And Ryan Tannehill is not good in clutch moments. New Orleans, Tennessee, what do you think, Bill? You like that game at all?
Because of the Saints getting 2.5. Yeah, sure.
No, the Saints are giving 2.5.
Oh, well, even then.
Billy, remember, goes consistent with the Homer thing. Ryan Tannehill, you could root for him.
There you go.
No, I'm not a fan of it.
He's not that crazy. All right,
Not yet.
Giants at Redskins. Redskins are favored by 2.5. The over and under is 42. I would not touch this game at all. I want nothing to do with this game.
This is a War Bowl.
Yes.
Who cares about it? Can we get the season over game?
Yes.
Is basically what this is.
Yeah, not touching that game.
This is a horrible game.
Pittsburgh is at the Jets to face your boy Adam Gase. The Jets are getting 3 points here. Pittsburgh is favored by 3 on the road in New York. Problem is, I can't trust their quarterback. I don't know what quarterback's going to show up. The Jets actually have some players on defense. This game can go any way, shape, and form. I'm not touching it whatsoever.
I gotta tell you, I like the Steelers here, and I'm not a Steelers fan. You know, I mean, and I'm not even an anti-game standpoint.
You're going with the Duck?
I like the Duck.
Okay.
I think the Duck is a game again. I think it's possible.
The Jets have some defense, man. They've got some players. They can rush the passer. Yeah, I mean, they are in trouble, but that.
There's better games.
Yes, I wouldn't touch that game. Bengals at Dolphins. It's picking. I like the Dolphins in this game, but I still, there's a couple games that I like over it that I wouldn't pick it. And then the over and under 46.5, not touching it. How about you, Bill? Cincy, Miami, you touching that game?
No, that's they both want to lose. No, they both want to lose to get the first pick. So no.
Andy Dalton wants to win, bro. He's a free agent, so he's gonna want to put some good stuff on film. Oh yeah, a lot, maybe more than that, man.
How many ties?
Well, early on in the season, we had a couple actually.
Yeah, there was a few,
and then it died out after that. Yeah.
Bottom line, I had to pick. I picked the Dolphins, but it's a tough one to put on the betting card.
Yeah, I would not put it on the betting card. Carolina is at Indianapolis. The Colts are favored by 7. Remember, the Panthers are starting Will Grier, the youngster. So you're starting a rookie in Indianapolis, favored by 7. Jacoby Brissett has kind of really come crashing down to earth. He's a jag, is what he is. Just a guy, nothing special there. I can't give 7 points when you don't have special at quarterback. And the over and under is 46. Sorry, gentlemen, I can't touch that game.
Yeah, it's look. The Colts are another. It started with Luck, leading them in August, which they thought that would be the answer, but they better start looking someplace else.
Yeah,
they got trouble. Remember, the Dolphins away.
Yes.
Dolphins beat them away. So another tough game. It's sort of a useless game. It's hard to bet useless games. When they're meaningless games, it becomes very difficult.
I know, and the point spread's pretty big for two useless teams. And I would imagine that you want nothing to do with that game either, Bill, right? Correct? Carolina and Indy?
No.
I figured that.
Billy, what do you think of
You're a
that?
smart man.
What do you think of that?
Ravens at Browns. And Ravens are favored by 10. Over and under is 48.5. Remember, Beckham and Landry are both injured, so they're not coming in 100%. They may not even end up playing them in this game. So they've got some issues. Plus, Baker Mayfield is not playing well. The Ravens defense is going to maul them. And remember, Cleveland beat them the first time around, right?
That's the caveat.
So I think Baltimore is going to crush them.
It's
Crush
in
them.
Cleveland.
I know.
I mean, look, Baltimore to me is probably the best team in the NFL right now. This quarterback is something special, and the defense is great. And I remember just watching that first game of the year against the Dolphins. It was like boys playing against men. It was like pretty crazy. But at 10 points, I could be convinced to bet Baltimore 10 points. That's how good I think they are.
All right. Let's see. We go to the next one. It is Detroit at Denver, my brother, and the Broncos are favored by 7. Drew Lock has been red hot. Drew Lock, what do you think?
Lock is, I don't know. I think he might be a flash. I think he's a flash of the fan, to be honest with you.
Definitely.
So
he's got some skills. I will say that he's got a hell of an arm.
I have to go with Denver only because I think the Lions have given their coach there.
So you got Drew Lock. You're going to give up the 7 with Drew Lock. All right.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, because they have no quarterback in Detroit either. That's the problem.
And I think Detroit is giving up in a big way. So I would go with Broncos.
But you're not. But it's not what you were putting on the card.
No, I'm not betting on the card.
Okay.
It's another useless game.
All right, Raiders are at, and I would imagine you don't want Detroit either, right? That's common sense. Detroit,
You know what?
Denver.
Both of them are not very good.
Right.
Denver
Can't trust
some flashes, but exactly that's what it is. I don't know.
You're gonna put your money on it. Oakland is at the Chargers, and the Chargers are favored by 6.5. These are two terrible teams right now. You know that Phillip Rivers, we just talked about it. He's going to turn over the ball like crazy.
I bet you there's more Raider fans than Charger fans at that game. By easy.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Southern California too, man. They're more known.
Well,
they're
there's
more
a whole bunch of Raider fans in LA. I
Right.
bet you there's more Raider fans than Charger fans.
Ice Cube will be there.
For that reason, I might take the Raiders for this game. If I had to pick this game, I think I'd pick the Raiders.
Remember, their running back's also out. The Raiders.
Oh, yeah,
So-
Jacobs is out.
Yeah, so be careful there. I mean,
That's true.
I just,
That's right. I forgot that.
I'm just not touching this.
Interdivisional game and everything. You put in all the factors. This is like a trap.
You know what? It's been kind of my theme today. The over 45 might be the only thing now that I'm looking at it because they both can put some points up and there'll be turnovers. So I can see that, but I'm still not touching it. Cowboys are at Eagles. That, gentlemen, is a sexy game, and obviously it gets Steve going because it's the Eagles. The Eagles, by the way, the Cowboys are favored by 1.5 at Philadelphia. Over and under is 46.5. Both teams need this game. This is the biggest game of the year for both of these teams because the team that wins this is going to have almost a stranglehold on the division, pretty much, to end the season. What do you think about it, man?
Well, look, me picking this game, it's the Eagles. I think it's the home field advantage. It's the Eagles fan. Look, all my boys up there. I mean, listen to these names. Dominic Mariano, Harvey Triplett, Jerry Luke. Oh, Jerry Luke was actually a Chet fan, too. But there's a bunch of guys from the neighborhood up there in Philly. And that's what they say. See, in Philadelphia, you talk like, you don't say you're from South Philadelphia. You say you're from the neighborhood. Right? You see, the neighborhood is all, and for some reason, all the names end in a vowel. I'm not really sure why, but I think that crowd's going to be pretty rough up there. I think they're going to be that 12th man.
Right.
All the way through. I'd have to pick the Eagles. I think if I don't pick the Eagles, my son, also caliber, another anything in the vowel. I think I have about 10 people kill me on Christmas Day if I don't pick the Eagles. I think they're going to win.
I like the Eagles in this game. I don't really care if they win or they don't. But it's not whether I want the Cowboys or not. I don't really care about the Cowboys either, but they're chokers. This is what they do in these moments, Steve.
Yeah.
We just talked about a couple of other games about not trusting. I don't trust the Cowboys in this position at all. I don't trust Jason Garrett at all in this position. I'm going Eagles here, giving up 1.5. I don't think. And whoever wins this game will probably win by a field goal anyway. And I like the Eagles at home in this one. I think it's a huge advantage in this game. If the Cowboys were playing at home, I may not touch the game because I don't trust the Cowboys.
Yeah.
But the Eagles, I like the Eagles in this one, actually.
Yeah, I think the Eagles will. Billy, what do you think?
What do you think, baby?
You know what? I don't like the game just because of the fact you don't know what Dallas team's going to show up.
Division.
Bottom line.
I got you.
I mean, look what they did last week. The Rams were coming on, and they go out and beat them like they weren't even there. 44 to whatever it was, 45. It's like, how did Dallas do that? Yeah, that's what they are. You never know.
I just don't. I think there's a case with the I think there's a case with the quarterback of the Eagles, a slight edge, not a big edge. So the crowd of the Eagles, they don't have a receiving core. You know, they got a good tight end. They got 2 good tight ends. They just don't have that deep tight end. Even that slot is so low. They're all injured. So I'm still going with the Eagles. I'm still going with the Eagles. Might be a little bit more.
Zona is at Seattle, boys. The Seahawks are favored by 9.5. The over and under is 51. I like Seattle in this game. They're home. They've got that 10th man. We know that crowd will be definitely into it. Seattle needs this game, so it's not like something that they can coast. I know Arizona's been kind of pesky through all of this. I'm not going to put this on the card, but I will say this. I could lay the 9.5. I'm pretty comfortable with laying the 9.5.
The only thing that concerns me, they got San Francisco the following week for all the marbles. They may be looking past.
No, they can't. They can't look at the records. They cannot. They need this win.
They can't afford it, but look at what happened. San Francisco had Atlanta come in their backyard and beat them.
But that's
That's what it is. Yep.
Cardinals going in there, they play a decent game. The kid
Kyler Murray.
He gets a little lucky.
He's all right.
couple.
He's had him in most of the games. He's had him in most games.
I don't like the game because the Cardinals could surprise me. I don't know why.
Well, they make it interesting. I just think a late December game for Arizona in Seattle. I really like Seattle in this one.
The next one's. Billy's gonna get the first opinion of this. Come on, Billy.
Kansas City is at Chicago. The Chiefs are favored by 6. Mitchell Trubisky is playing better as of late. The over and under is 44. Bill, are you going with your Bears at home plus 6?
No, I don't. You know what? I went against.
It's Trubisky. He doesn't
I
have-
went against my Cardinal
Why
rule. Which
would
is
you trust him?
You don't
I get it.
bet your team. I did with the Dolphins last week. I thought the Giants were so sorry, but I forgot about Eli's last game. There was emotion involved. Okay. And Mahomes got a little issue with his hand or whatever. And
Yep.
that coupled with,
The Bears defense.
yes, he can get hit. Akeem Hicks is back on the line.
So then go with the over is what I like in this game.
Oh, I love Kansas City and the over.
I like
something?
I like the over a lot in this
This is
game.
the
I don't think
strongest though.
I
Because the
don't
Bears will show up and give you a 17,
right.
20. So what? You're asking Kansas City to score 24?
Here's what we do.
And there'll be a turnover in this game.
For sure.
Somebody will turn over the ball and there'll be an extra score in there somewhere. I like the over 44 here.
We do it in Florida, right? 45. No way I'm covering you. I got you covered. Okay, it's a 45-hour wait, right? For the three-team party. Simultaneously, we do a 15-hour over on this Bears Kansas City game. We win that. We win one of those.
Oh, we
It's like
cover.
insurance. It's like insurance.
Okay.
We know that we need insurance. Last week we had an example of needing insurance.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm set to screw you guys this week.
The Patriots was the bet last week. That's where we should have gone.
No, I love that one, but the other game I love more.
But if we win,
New Orleans was just. Was it New Orleans?
No, it was Minnesota.
Minnesota is the one I love. Oh my Lord, I love that.
if we win the parlay, then we bet Monday night.
Okay.
Monday, which is going to be a tough game. I mean,
The Packers at Minnesota. That is the
let's
final
talk
game.
about that. What do you think?
Packers at Minnesota, and the Packers, Minnesota's favored by 5.5. The over and under is 46 in that game. Man, this is the Vikings don't have a running game, so this is Cook's out with the shoulder, and so is his backup. So you're down to the third guy. And the problem I have with this is that now you're putting Kirk Cousins and you're putting everything on Kirk Cousins, and he's the guy. Turn off your mic, bro. And he's the guy that has to kind of lift them. And whereas Green Bay, Aaron does have that running game to lean on.
I didn't know that Dalvin Cook's backup was out.
Yes,
That's tough.
both guys are probably going to miss this game. That to me.
Maybe I've changed their strategy.
That's my problem with this game. No, but wait a minute. Hold on a second. I'm thinking because I like the Packers in this game. I like the Packers in this game. And taking the 5.5, yes. I think that even if Minnesota wins, they barely win this game because I don't think they're going to blow them out. And by the way, the Packers are playing a little better now.
So, I should tell you, the whole rundown, what I love is the over in that Kansas City area. For me, I
Okay, so that's your pick?
well, see, the only thing is I'm not sure of the website or the parlay sheet. You have to pick
Oh,
a game or
over.
You know,
Okay.
I think you got to go separate. If we can go, we'll do it. I'll try it both ways on the wagering.
Well, I'm going New Orleans. That's my pick. New Orleans minus 2.5 against Tannehill. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. I know what Ryan's going to do in big games and big moments.
Wow.
He's going to.
So,
That's the New Orleans.
I love that game.
Because they need the game to stay with the 1 or 2, get the bye week.
Yes.
You know what? That's one thing that's good.
They're gonna light them up. They're gonna light up Tennessee.
It
They'll win
almost
by
seems
10
like
or 14.
every team has a purpose to play all the way through the 17th.
Oh yeah. No. Nobody's.
Schedule, you know, with the
Nobody's.
record-wise,
No. This year there isn't a runaway team that they can coast in the
The
final.
last couple weeks, the last
Nobody.
week. No.
And there is home field advantage on the line all the way next week, not just this week. Next week.
The other thing is,
Even the Dallas Philly game. If Philly or Dallas wins, but then they lose the following, they create another problem for themselves.
So the Eagles have to win next week.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
God's
That's what I'm saying. That this is a different season. That there's battles everywhere, not just in that division, but just for home field in each conference. Nothing has been set in stone yet.
it's not only home field, but divisional.
All right.
I hate to pick.
All right. So I got New Orleans. So which one you guys? Well, I said it from the get-go that I love that one.
All right.
All right, but listen. If you want, you can take the New Orleans. You can take the New Orleans Bill if you want. I'll take what's it called? Tampa Bay, right? Plus 9.5, is it?
That's 3 plus 3.
Plus, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The over.
Yeah, I don't know if we can go on the parlay sheet with over.
Oh, that's right.
That's
right. That's right.
I have to research that. But I can tell you, you know what? Here's what I like Kansas City. I think Kansas City needs this game to really tune up.
So you like them plus 6?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. I'm gonna go with that.
Okay. How about you, Bill? Which one
Bill,
you
what
like?
do you think?
No, that New Orleans game. How about the Houston? Laying only 3.
Where's the Houston one?
Tampa, top.
Oh yeah.
You like Houston? Houston on Saturday. It's the first game of the year. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
That's okay.
yeah, we have 3 really good games on Saturday, by the way. Houston and Texans, Bills and Patriots, and Rams and San Francisco are all Saturday.
Yeah, it's going to be a triple header.
It's a great. I mean, the NFL nailed it. They nailed it. No, because even the Rams are entertaining against San Francisco. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, there's some on the line with the Bills and the Patriots.
No, and those games usually are pretty good games.
Yeah,
Rams, San Francisco.
Yeah.
It's a better good game to bet, too.
Yeah.
Well, you like Houston? No.
I just Jameis Winston is good for like 3 interceptions.
So you're taking Texans minus 3 is your pick?
Yeah, if you're taking New Orleans laying 2.5. Yeah, because that's I like that a lot.
Yeah.
What do you think about the over? Should we make a side bet on the over?
On which one?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Go ahead. Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right. So we're betting this. Billy's got Houston. They beat up on Tampa Bay. Rigo's got their own Saints, and Cooper's going to beat up on Ryan Tannehill.
Yep. Yep.
And I'm going with Andy
Kansas
Reid,
City.
the old Eagles coach, Andy Reid, who I think Patrick Mahomes is one of the best quarterbacks in the top 3 in the NFL right now. Beating up on, I don't mean to beat up on the Bears.
Okay.
I think that's our move. And plus, we bet the over for 44 in the over on that Kansas City Bears.
Right.
So you can move for Trubisky to throw 4 touchdowns and Holmes to throw.
So that Kansas City Chicago game, boys, we got a lot riding on that Kansas City Chicago
All
game.
right. Next week. Oh, next week we'll be here, right?
Yeah, we're here. Yeah, and starting.
I'm going to be in the New York Giants territory. Unfortunately, I'm seeing my family. It's Christmas, blah blah blah. But I will at least communicate. I'll send you some texts. I'll send you some, maybe I'll call in, whatever. We'll have some fun with that. But I think you have nice picks.
No doubt about that. And by the way, great event coming up in January. The National Horse Players Championship qualifiers scheduled here at Hialeah Park, right here at the Champion Simulcast Center is where we're going to be. What time does it start?
Listen, on the actual event is January 12th on Sunday.
Yeah.
People get here. They're telling me that you have to get here about 11 o'clock because you got to sign up and stuff.
So it starts like at noon?
Well, it's post time. It's post time, yeah, right around 12, 12:30.
All right. No, I got to say, because then that means we'll start our show at 11. So maybe we can
good idea to get here a little early.
get an hour in before, and then we'll be here for a couple hours, and we'll But the hour before, maybe we could talk to some of the folks that are participating in this, have some a little fun.
This is exactly the same as the World Series of Poker. Okay? With the World Series of Poker, for years, in the last 20 years, they have satellite tournaments all over the country. That's what this is. This is the National Horse Player Championship. It's the same thing as World Series of Poker. In the local winning here, right here at Hialeah Park, we're going to give away $5,000 for the first prize and a trip, which includes hotel and airfare to Las Vegas, and an entry into the Las Vegas finals, where you can win. Forget that the money is huge money.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
not 5,000.
Big time.
It's just money in the couch. So the whole overall prize is $10,000 in cash. This is a really good event. It costs $325 to sign up, and you just have to win here. At the end of the day, you'll know you're going to Vegas, and if you got $5,000,
That's awesome.
Even the third prize. Here's the prize package: $5,000 for first place, $2,500 for second. Not going to Vegas. $1,500 for third, and $1,000 for fourth place. You're not even on the money. You're not even in the top 10. You get a cheat.
It's awesome.
This is a good event, and it's $325 for we call them National Horse Player members. But it pays to just join the NHC, and it's $300. So it's
Okay.
a little bit of a discount there. You work with a $200 bank, and from there you see if you can get the champion.
Well, we're going to have, because we're going to watch them do it, and then we'll just steal some tips, maybe win some money. So that's what we'll do while the races are going on. That's where and next week I'm going to get here and make a couple of wagers before we get on the air, so I can be a part of some of these, because that's the one thing that I left out today. And the races are going on, and all these guys are screaming, and I want to be in part of this. So I
scream too.
yeah, definitely. So we got to do that.
All right.
Steve, as always, my brother, great stuff, man.
Pleasure. And like you said, we do these sports bet wagers to kind of wake up the government up there in Tallahassee. Let's get some sports.
Yes.
Let's get the sports book approved here in the state of Florida. We got about 10 or 12 states already are ahead of us already. There's about 20 working on it. Let's get working.
Standard operating procedure for Florida, man.
I don't want to be number 42nd to get sports book in the United States. So we're
always lagging behind with everything.
And yesterday we started our new segment, which is the Hialeah Park Sports Investment segment. And we have a different handicapper every week. Tim Murray from the Daily Line on NBC Sports joined us yesterday for our Hialeah Park Sports Investment segment. So, yes, we are doing that every Thursday on the show.
Well, Hialeah is really getting put on the map here. I just want to get announced today that the NFL, and we talked about this in the last week, would like to be an official sponsor of the Larry Little Foundation event that we held here 2 weeks ago.
Sure.
So they were here on property today, checking out things, and they want to be an official sponsor of that. They're going to be a sponsor and endorsing that foundation. So we all know we all attended it. It was a great event.
Oh, awesome.
The NFL picked up on it, and now it's going to be endorsed by the NFL. That's pretty big time.
Yeah.
That's pretty big time. I'd like to see that in the golf course. I got a feeling that would be a pretty enjoyable.
Enjoyable, yes. Not good, but
I
enjoyable.
said nothing about good.
Give me a cigar and a drink, and then I'm just clubbing all over the place.
He's
That's
waiting
it.
for the girls cruising around in the carts.
That's okay.
Get us.
That's what it's all about, bro.
It's all right. It's a scramble. So just,
I'm not the guy that gets mad because I sprayed it. I'm
you
just
know what
like,
it is
hey,
for
what
me?
it is.
It's one.
I know I suck. So it
It's
doesn't
one
matter.
of the few times in the city you could go to a place and look around and just see grass and trees and stuff like that. And just have a beer, relax, don't get mad, don't fight the ball. Just enjoy nature, and you're in town. You don't get to do that a lot in the city.
I'm a putt-putt guy.
Use your putting skill.
No, but I mean, there's little putt-putt thing. That's where I.
He's
That's
talking
where
the
I.
artificial grass with the triangles in the middle.
That's where I kick ass.
When you smoke a cigar and drink the right booze, you get better at putting. I don't know if anybody's ever told you that.
Relax.
Sort of. You sort of get better.
I don't know if anything helps my golf game when I'm out there on the course.
Well, look, the events over at Shoes. Outdoors, it has a little nostalgia. You walk in,
Sure.
You walk in the locker room, you see Bob Greasy and Mercury Mars stuff. It's kind of cool. It's very cool. Like Billy said, it's outside. It's a nice course. The course is in great shape 2 weeks ago. But I'm really proud for Larry and happy for us that the NFL has selected an event that will be endorsed.
That's awesome.
Another positive here.
Great stuff.
We had a really good time that night, and the
Had a great
longevity that he's been doing it, 13 years. I think he's raised over $1 million. Phenomenal.
Yeah, so great cause. All right, guys. Listen, next week I'll be in touch with you. See if we can pick up a double victory here.
You got it.
We're going for it. We had a little setback last week. Now we're going to do a little bit of a double
That was
down.
on me.
A little bit of a double down. What's the deal, Billy? It was the Dolphins. Trust me. I don't know what you're doing. The Dolphins. So, all right, guys.
Good stuff, Steve. You're a stud, my brother. Thank you as always, my man.
Thank you.
You got it.
Bye-bye.
There you go.
Bye-bye.